Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
It's a good day for Pokemon.
And today we have a battle between Daddy and Minnie.
Minnie is playing Buzzwole, Lycanroc. Daddy is playing Glaceon, Decidueye.
Alright.
They're all GXs.
They're all GXs. So let's get into the battle. So we got both players here shuffling up.
Minnie right now is using a new deck. Using a new mat.
A new mat. Now, tell us a little bit about this Buzzwole Lycanroc deck that Minnie is playing.
Buzzwole Lycanroc is a quick setup. It's hard to explain, but because Buzzwole is a basic, you can just slap it down on the bench and then load up energy.
Load up energy. How are you loading those energies up?
You use max elixirs, take it from your hand, and the one energy that actually adds damage is strong energies. It adds 20 damage, so if Minnie can use Jet Punch, does 30 to the active, 30 to the bench. With a strong energy, that does 50 to the active and 30 to the bench.
So it can add up some damage pretty quickly. And here we saw Daddy had a mulligan, so let's see if he can get a starting Pokemon on hand number 2. Minnie already has 3 Pokemon in play.
Which is pretty scary for Daddy.
It is. You know, as fast as Minnie's deck is, Daddy's deck is very slow. And I think Daddy won the die roll here, so he's going to be going first.
Oh, and Minnie just got the best start.
Daddy was wrong. Minnie decided to go first.
Daddy decided Minnie.
No. That was Minnie drawing her card for the mulligan. So
yeah.
Daddy started a Tapu Lele, then drew a Rowlet, played it, and he played another Tapu Lele. And I'm guessing he's going to get a Bridget to get some basic Pokemon to load up his bench. Daddy needs to get out here a Glaceon as fast as he can so that he can try and prevent Minnie from getting the Rockruff up and being able to pick things off with her ability. So what is Lycanroc's ability?
Excuse me, Daddy?
Yeah.
Can I just say something about Daddy's deck?
Sure.
So maybe it's hard to set up, but once you got it all set up, it goes super fast. Since Glaceon heads up in the active and Decidueye is a bench sitter, it makes it much easier for Daddy, and it's amazing how this works.
Yeah, for Daddy, this deck is played pretty well. You know, it's a slower deck, and against a lot of other decks and tournaments that Daddy's played with this deck, he's done pretty well with it because he's been able to keep Glaceon in the in the active and prevented abilities from things like Lycanroc or Zoroark and Tapu Lele, which allows Daddy to get his to keep the game slower, which allows Daddy to set up. But against something like this Buzzwole deck, it actually has Glaceon has a really bad matchup because if you can't get a really quick start going, you're gonna struggle. And that's kind of what Daddy's doing right now. He didn't get the Glaceon in the active, so he couldn't shut off abilities. Yeah.
Looks like Minnie just played a Max Elixir, I think, and failed.
Yeah, now what does Max Elixir do?
Max Elixir lets you draw the top 6 cards of your deck. Minnie sometimes makes a mistake on that. Daddy reminds her. And looks like Minnie Cynthia.
So Minnie's Cynthia, so she's going to get to shuffle her hand back into her deck and draw 6 cards. Now Cynthia's a new card from Ultra Prism that's, just kind of become a staple in a lot of decks, replacing things like Sycamores and some ends because it doesn't discard any cards and you still get to draw 6 cards. And something like in a Buzzwole deck, it's really good because if you take a bunch of early knockouts, you don't want to have ends to get in the way, huh?
And also, I think I heard Daddy wanting me to talk about Lycanroc's ability.
Oh, yes, Lycanroc's ability. So what is Lycanroc's ability?
Lycanroc's ability is Bloodthirsty Eyes. When you once before you attack, when you play the Lycanroc down, it's just midnight form. You get to pull up a Pokemon from your opponent's bench. And also
This is a pretty strong ability. So, something like Glaceon helps turn this off, which would make sure that as, the Buzzwole player, you don't get to just knock things out directly. And here we see Minnie uses Jet Punch here with that Choice Band to do 60 to the Lele and 30 to one of the Rowlets. Daddy does have enough energy now on his Glaceon, so the Glaceon's fully powered up, and the Glaceon's primary attack does 90 damage to the active and 30 to a bench Pokemon. And is a pretty good attack for this deck, and Daddy's able to, snipe out and do some damage on the bench. With the Rowlets, he could actually knock out that Rockruff if he could get a Float Stone to put Glaceon in the active and Rare Candy into 2 Decidueyes.
Maybe we should start talking about the Pokemon, like Buzzwole.
All right. Well, it looks like Daddy passed.
Charged up.
Yeah, and the Buzzwole's getting charged up. So Daddy passed. He couldn't get the Glaceon in the active. So now it's Minnie's turn here, and she's attached a strong energy to that Buzzwole. So now it's doing a lot of damage. How much damage does that Buzzwole do?
Right now, for Jet Punch, it does 80 to the active and 30 to the bench. So Minnie can go straight ahead, hit the Lele. The Lele would have 140 HP, counters on it, and if Minnie hits the Rowlet again, that Rowlet is dead.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what Minnie gets here in her hand after she Cynthia's for the second time. Oh, she's got a multi-switch, which allows her to move that energy from her bench Rockruff to her active Buzzwole. That's pretty powerful, because now Buzzwole's fully powered up.
And now Buzzwole can Absorption GX, or it could use its second attack. What is it called, Daddy?
Knuckle Impact.
Knuckle Impact.
But we see here Minnie's Ultra Balling. What is Minnie going to get?
Minnie is probably going to go get either a Lycanroc, so she can pull up the Glaceon and go ahead hit it, because I think that, what is it called? The second attack, I always forget it.
Knuckle Impact?
She could use Knuckle Impact and get the knockout because of that strong energy.
Yeah, well, the Knuckle Impact is 160, plus the Choice Band would be
190, and then add 20 equals 210, which knocks it out.
Yep. So, I think right now Minnie is trying to figure out if she wants to do Knuckle Impact or the Absorption.
Because Knuckle Impact won't allow you to attack with any attack on that Pokemon next turn.
Yeah, so I think we're, Minnie's debating. There's a little bit of thought going on here. I think the right play here is probably to use the GX attack to knock it out. What are your thoughts?
I think she should save the GX attack for something bigger.
Something bigger? Well, the more energy you take, more prizes you take, the less damage your GX attack does.
Or maybe save it for Lycanroc's Dangerous Roach, I think it's called.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Dangerous Roach GX. Because
with a full bench, the Dangerous Rogue could knock out one of the Decidueye when Daddy gets them up.
And Daddy just played at Artrix.
So yeah, Daddy plays.
He must be just planning to get that Decidueye out. And Minnie right now, I think, is in a rough spot.
Well, we'll
And
see how
she just-
Daddy's turn goes. Daddy doesn't have a Glaceon or any Decidueyes in play at the moment, and he's got no energy in play. He's kind of stuck and hoping to, draw out of this. We saw he leveled up into the Dartrix, but we haven't seen anything else out of his hand yet. I'm trying to figure out what Daddy's going to play.
Daddy?
He plays down an Eevee. Oh, he's got another energy, so... But he doesn't evolve, I guess. Oh, that's right. Daddy's other Glaceons were all prized.
And I think I actually saw, like, Minnie flipped her hand, like, backwards and then forwards twice. And I think I saw a strong energy, and I think she's debating on putting it on the Lycanroc.
Yeah, I think she's debating that, but there's a chance of getting a pretty good knockout here. So I think Minnie is planning to Ultra Ball, and because if she Ultra Balls, she can get a Lele. And I think this is what we were discussing at this point, is she can get a Lele and Guzma up that Eevee and take 2 prizes this turn by knocking out both the Eevee and the Decidueye or the Rowlet with 3 damage on it.
And Minnie actually can't attack.
Right, but if you Guzma, you'd have to switch your Buzzwole out. Once it goes to the bench, it resets the Buzzwole so it can attack.
I think I see a smart play. If any of you guessed it, I'm just gonna say it.
Sure.
So she could Guzma and then just surprise put a float stone on the Remoraid if she brings it up, and then retreat back and then take a Jet Punch for the knockout. Mm-hmm. And takes the knockout on the Eevee before he draws prize cards.
Yeah, I think that's what we're discussing here is what's the better play? Go Ultra Ball and get a Remoraid, or so you have some draw cards late in case you get end, or is it to Ultra Ball and get the Guzma, or get the Lele for Guzma, so you can pull up that Eevee and knock out both the Eevee and that Rowlet? Both plays seem pretty good, but I think keeping the pressure up with the double knockout on the non-GX Pokemon is a really strong play here, and what ultimately I think Minnie finally decides to do.
Daddy?
Yeah?
I think Minnie actually should take a knockout, like for the GX attack, don't take a GX attack until Daddy puts down a Decidueye.
Yeah, that's I think what you're doing. You're trying to hold on to that GX attack to use it and threaten the Decidueyes. But here you just Jet Punch to take the double knockout on the Eevee and the Rowlet.
And right now, Daddy's in a rough spot. Minnie is just blowing it away. I feel like Daddy's going to take a prize card by the end of the game. I'm not sure.
Well, Daddy's doing much as he can. It looks like, the other Glaceon was in his hand. He had 1 prized, I remember that. And Daddy here is able to get out 1 Decidueye, so now he's got a pretty tanky attacker in the active spot. It can take a hit or 2.
Daddy, maybe Minnie should start loading up the Lycanroc. 2 energies is Dangerous Rogue GX's energy cost, and then Minnie can just win the game.
Yeah,
win the game automatically because she has 2 prize cards. GXs are worth 2 prize cards.
Yeah.
And I noticed something.
Well, Daddy only has 4 Pokemon in play right now, and to do the full 250, Daddy would need to bench another Pokemon. We see here Daddy's gonna go use a Rescue Stretcher, recover 2 Glaceons and an Eevee, and shuffle them back into his deck.
Rescue Stretcher has 2 choices. Either take 1 Pokemon from from your discard pile and put it into your hand, or you can take 3 Pokemon from your discard pile and shuffle them back into your deck.
Yep. Well,
And
we see
also,
here, Daddy did bench that 5th Pokemon.
And Rescue Stretcher's kind of like, I think it's called Giovanni's Scheme. It has 2.
Yes, Giovanni Scheme's another card that has choices. You can do one or the other. But in this case here, they're slightly different in what they do. So, let's see. It's Minnie's turn again, and we see she did a Max Elixir to put an energy on the Remoraid, and is debating something in her hand. I'm not quite sure what she's trying to get. Oh, she's got a Float Stone too, so she plays her Float Stone. Oh, and I see a Lele, so what's Minnie going to get now?
She's probably going to go grab a Guzma.
Another Guzma, huh?
And maybe take up the Lele, retreat into Remoraid, and then retreat back because of the Float Stone, and take a 2-10 knockout.
Yep.
And I think that's what she just did.
Yeah, and just like that, Minnie is, she's run away with this game in 4 short turns. She's been able to just knock out 2 GXs and 2 non-GX Pokemon in 4 turns to run away with this one before Daddy could even get anything set up. And
except for a Decidueye and 1 Glaceon.
Oh yeah, but Daddy could never get them in the active or to hold on to them for very long, and just like that, it's
Daddy
over.
Daddy actually has been holding on to that Decidueye for a couple of turns, and Minnie just had the win.
Yep, and she even uses her GX attack here to take the win.
And I was not right about Daddy not at least taking 1 prize card during the game.
Nope, Daddy took none. But it was a good game anyway. Lots of fun, huh?
Yeah, Minnie wins! And also with her Glaceon. I mean Sylveon.
Oh. Well, thank you for watching.
I hope you watch the next video.